A pleasure to meet all at last. And right now, this is probably the first time I ever got a perspective of this house over here on this side. But right now, I'm going to go ahead and give a little update as to what's been happening ever since I explained about that problem that took place when Magix Movie Edit Pro 2016 ended up going awry because of a simple mistake I ended up making. So, I'm going to go right on ahead and just continue onwards with what I'm going to say here. So, what I discovered right now is that I've settled on another piece of software, another type of editing software. Because even though I did have another idea in the back of my mind that was situated on buying another computer or even using another computer of mine, because there are in fact multiple computers of mine that I do own. And the Asus, of course, is the primary one I do use, but I can't really be sure if I could end up using my old monitor, which was a 2006 HP, yeah, something made by Microsoft that had Windows Vista software equipped onto it, but I guess it's just all the same right now. I'm using Windows 10 at the moment with an Asus X555 series laptop, 15.6-inch screen, and an Intel Core i5 processor unit on the inside. 64-bit, of course. But it is what it is, and I do feel like that getting another piece of software would be great. To have one piece of software on me, and then a backup piece of software, two pieces of editing software from two different companies, by the way, because I'm not actually going for an upgrade of the same kind of software. I'm not really getting Magix Movie Edit Pro 2019 or anything like that, no. Instead, I'm going for Sony Vegas 16. Sony Vegas 16 is a whole nother type of software that I actually did discover recently. It actually works pretty well with a lot of Windows type computers, especially Windows 8 through 10. And if Windows 11 comes out, I guess there will only be one way to find out if it will work on that kind of Windows software or not. But anyways, platforms like those, Sony Vegas happens to work well on. Magix Movie Edit seems to work on those pretty well as well, but right now what I can specify at this point is that it is on discount right now, and I will be able to purchase Sony Vegas 16 by the end of this week. So, more or not by the end of, well, this 3rd of June, to say the least. I'm hoping that by now I am really going to try to do my best at whatever I can to really get my channel back on track, because even though I already talked about how I would actually end up moving everything back on account of how, well, everything's been going on lately, software's been going awry, and I cannot reinstall Magix Movie Edit Pro 2016 because of those problems that I had explained. It is actually going to be a little bit of a while just until I can actually get everything situated. If I do ever get Vegas 16 and I end up getting used to it compared to Magix Movie Edit Pro, then of course I will use that as my primary piece of software. But of course, that idea of which that I can end up getting a new computer later on will probably make yet another difference here. Because even though the idea of having one piece of software as your primary one and then having another piece of software in your software library as a backup unit in case one editing software fails, then you can use the other one to continue with your work, no problem. So I actually do feel great about the concept of this kind of idea where I would have two different types of software, one to use as my primary one and another to use as a backup unit. So it's actually a pretty good idea at this point. But if I do end up getting a new computer and Magix Movie Edit Pro 2016 happens to do well on this new computer, then, well, when the time comes, I will find out for sure exactly whether it would work or not. Chances are, though, it could work, because of course the Asus X555 is probably the only one that's having some affected old Magix Movie Edit Pro 2016 based software files and the like. But anyways, though, Sony Vegas 16 is a software of mine that I'm now going to have primarily on my Asus X555 laptop, just so I can continue onwards with all of my work here on my channel, and just so I wouldn't have to worry about anything like that ever again. But considering what happened when Magic's Movie to Pro 2016 ended up not working anymore, I really feel like it's going to be something that's going to be a little different. So that's pretty much just it for right now, and I would like to go ahead and talk some more about it later on, but at the moment I'm not exactly sure on how it's all going to play out though. I probably will send out another vlog to my channel after this one comes out within the next few days, just to ensure that it's all going to be fine and everything else will be put together. Nerf Secrets Revealed is all over, of course, but everything else, including Gaming with Kaiju Force Neo and Hot Wheels Hilarity, plus all of the other stuff that I've been planning to do, not to mention the 2 of-a-kind vlogs that I have not uploaded yet. Whereas I have already uploaded the first one, and the other 2 have not been uploaded yet because of this problem that had developed days ago. But for right now though, I would just like to go ahead and get on into what am I going to be doing here from now on. So if I end up getting my piece of software here, Sony Vegas 16, then it hopefully should all work out just fine from here on out. And so if you want to see more, go down to my channel. Make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side.